I want to put in like fake confetti or like fireworks or something because like I don't have enough Shazam in this kitchen for New Year's Eve vibes because it's New Year's Eve, everybody. It's New Year's Eve. 2025 is upon us, and we are back at this table. We're just gonna prep a little bit of stuff. I'm gonna show you some of my favorite little party appetizers. Yeah, I got this cute dress on. Yeah, I think 2024 was really good to me. 2024 was a great year, and I'm excited to keep doing this in 2025. And I'm very happy and grateful for all of you who support me and watch me. This makes me really happy, and I hope you get some enjoyment out of coming to the table with me too. So, enough of that. We gonna make some stuff. So this is kind of like a really chill thing. I'm gonna show you some of my like fun glassware that I'm gonna sit out, which I'm super excited about. But I'm just making a couple things. Aaron's making like if you've ever had like bang bang shrimp, he's making like a cauliflower version of that. Some of the people who are coming are also vegetarian like me, so we're just sticking with all vegetarian stuff. I'm just making some dip. So what we're gonna make is we're making goat cheese and leek bruschetta. That I'm just gonna like caramelize some leeks. We're gonna put some goat cheese on little crostinis, baguette. Then we're making a mushroom and onion galette, which is like basically a name for like an in-between of a pie and a pizza, but it's savory and they're so good. In the summertime, I love to make one that's like tomato and um thinking tomato, some cheese. I can't think right now. Is it goat cheese? It's not. Is it feta? Anyways, in the summertime I make it with tomatoes. We're gonna do mushroom and onion and cheese one. And then I have a little veggie tray to put out. And then we are going to try out what I am calling dirty martini dip. I think we all are kind of in our dirty martini phase. I think that's like a really fun take on blue cheese dip. So I'm making basically blue cheese dip, but we're going to make it a little salty briny with some olives and do that, which I think is going to be awesome. So let's get into it. Let's get started because the people will be coming. Come on. All right, one of the first things I want to prep is our blue cheese dip because, well, our dirty martini dip. Don't get it twisted because that's something that can sit in the fridge and will be fine. The other thing that we need to do is caramelize the leek. We need to caramelize onions and cook down some mushrooms. The leek also won't take that long. So this is something that we can put off to the end. We're making a variation of this goat cheese and caramelized leek bruschetta in this book called Wine Time. This is fun because it like will tell you what it pairs with. It says either a crisp white muscadet or a fruity red Pinot Noir will taste very good with these toasts. I have no concept of what a white muscadet is. It's like a take on the Three Musketeers, I assume. This recipe is a little bit bland to me. And like sometimes I really think that you can go over the top. Like sometimes I think you need to let ingredients shine. But I think this is just like screaming for something else. So we'll see how much of this we keep and how much we zhuzh it up. But let's get into the dirty martini dip. So I'm going to make this in the food processor because I don't really want it to be chunky. And the blue cheese I got is a soft, really interesting blue cheese. And since we're kind of just like going with this, rolling with it, we're just, I feel like smooth-ish is better. So I just cut off, there was a little bit of a hard part on the side. I cut that off. It's about a 1/4 cup of blue cheese. Now I'm going to add, I would normally use sour cream, but I substitute plain Greek yogurt for sour cream a lot. So I'm just going to do that today because it's something I already have on hand. And then we're going to do mayonnaise. And you know what mayonnaise we're using. These are the olives. We're also going to put some of these in. These are from Trader Joe's. They're just the blue cheese stuffed Chaltiki olives. That's what they are. We're not going to do a ton. We're going to go less is more in the beginning. Okay? I'm sort of going with this how I would normally make like a blue cheese dressing. Blue cheese dressing, I think, does really well with crumbly blue cheese because I don't know. I've only made it like 3 times. And it works better with the crumbly one. Unless you immersion blend it or put it in the food processor. But we're going with that sort of idea. So I'm going to do like a 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt. And then we're going to do like 1/8 cup of mayonnaise. We have lemon. We're going to add a little bit of milk to this to thin it out. We're going to do some salt, pep. We're going to put like 2. I'm not even going to put an olive in it first. I want to see what this tastes like. And then we'll go from there. We're going to put in a little bit of milk, a little bit of lemon juice to brighten it up, salt, pepper. We're going to blend her up. We'll come back. Okay? Okay. So, I probably added like 2 tablespoons of milk. And then about a tablespoon of lemon juice, salt, pep to taste. It's great. It's like not super runny, but not super thick. Added in no olives. So we decided to try it. We just cut up one of the olives, and I'm gonna be serving it with these bad boys. And I think what I'm gonna do is just chop the olives and put them on top so you get the scoop, because I think I don't really want it to be super olive forward. And I know that that's not super Dirty Martini-esque, because Dirty Martinis just taste like vodka and olive juice, which is a slay, which I really love. Don't get me wrong, I really love. But because we're transforming this into a food dip, I want it to feel balanced. And I think it still gets that Dirty Martini-esque vibe. It's salty, it's briny, it's got that nice salty like umami to it, but it's not so overpowering. And we're having drinks with this, so I want this to be like something people actually eat. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to put this in a bowl. I'm just going to transfer it out of the food processor into a bowl. And then the one that I'm going to serve it in, and I'm just going to put it in the fridge to chill until like a couple minutes before people show up, okay? Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Alright, now that that's all prepped, we're going to start doing our caramelized onions. I had some like half onions in the fridge. I'm going to use that and these 2 small onions. And you know that we're going to be putting all the scraps in our stock bag. So I'm just going to thinly slice all of these, kind of like rough slice, and then I'm going to put them in a saute pan with some butter. And we just want to keep cooking them down until they are almost falling apart. We're going to put these on the mushroom galette. It's gonna be like a, I have like truffle infused olive oil to go with it. It's gonna be very savory. I love savory stuff, and so that's really like what we ran with tonight, you know. It's my house, and I can do what I want. That's my purse. Oop, nope, we're not using that one. Don't worry, we have another. Don't put things like that in your stock bag. That's how y'all out here ended up with food poisoning. I've got like 2 tablespoons, maybe like 3 tablespoons of butter heating up in our saute pan. And these I am just going to thinly slice. If you are really particular about it, go for it. They all eventually kind of cook down. I know that the different sizes end up cooking at different times, but that's just not my story, you know? This is also definitely going to be way, way too much for the, you know, thing we're making. But to me, caramelized onions have like a bajillion uses. So I don't really believe that you can make too many of them, especially because they keep super well in the fridge for me, and they can be turned into soup. They are so good on everything. Put them on a sandwich, put them in pasta, take a bath in them. No judgment here. We're getting to the point where it's just starting to feel it in my eyeballs. We were doing okay. And we still have the big one left. I'm going to put these in the pan, and then we're going to cut up the big one. Look at her gorge. She's just starting. She's just getting going. She's just giving you a taste of what she's got, mama. And this will cook down to like nothing. Nothing. It's so insane. Now there's going to get a lot of liquid in the pan because it'll cook out of the onions. You can already see some of it sort of starting to form down there. And then it'll sort of hit this point where it dries out. I usually just add like veggie stock or water to it to just kind of keep it nice and moist because we don't want the bottom of the pan to burn. You could add some white wine. Just rock with it. This is your journey, Hunty. An onion just flew out of the pan, but you didn't see it. Okay. Let her go. I'm going to put it on about a medium heat. And then let's go do some setup stuff. Onions are still cooking down. I sliced up the baguette and it was a little hard. So if you ever have like a hard piece of bread and you just want it to get soft again, I just put it in the microwave with a wet paper towel inside of this for like 30 seconds. Get them nice and soft again and a little warm. I'm going to do this again right before we serve just so they're like okay, because no one wants, I don't want like, you know, we want a good balance. So we're going to do that. These are good. Now let's get our little area all set up. All right, this is the little area we're working with. This is our second kitchen island. This is the one I think I've told you about, but never actually shown you. And now you've still only ever seen the top of it. So is it a kitchen island? You have no idea. This also, it sits right next to this kitchen island. But I kind of want this to be where everything goes. We might use that one as an extension. I'm kind of between making this like for drinks and food or just for drinks. But for right now, because it's before people get here, I'm going to set it up as the drink station. Mainly because I have this. One of my prized possessions. This is like an ultimate thrift find for me. Got all of these at the Goodwill, including the vase at the bottom. This is my champagne bouquet. And I've never used it. I've only had it for a few New Year's Eves. One of them I was out, so it wasn't home. The other one, it was only 2 people. We didn't break it out for it. Tonight is its night. Okay, so we're going to do like a little moment here with this. It's a champagne bottle. I want it out. So at least if the idea of wanting to use it is there, it's there. But this is the star of the show tonight. This I am going to move. To where, I have not decided yet. For now, she will go back there. But now we have nice and open. It's like a little fragile, so but I think I want it kind of on the edge here so people can do as they please without touching that so much. I want them to touch it, not too much. You know what I'm saying. We have an intermission for the fact that the onions need more liquid. I also was like convinced that I had a champagne bucket or like a wine bottle bucket. I don't. I have a wine fridge where everything has been like chilling, but once you open a bottle, I want it out. And I have like a bottle chiller that wraps around a regular wine bottle. I don't think a champagne bottle is going to fit in it, but 2, it doesn't keep it like as cold as I want. So I think what I'm going to do is do like a makeshift champagne thing out of a vase. Let's see. Only the best for the people. Kirkland Signature Prosecco. I think I'm just going to fill it with nugget ice and keep her in there. Right? What's wrong with that? Make use with what you got, people. The nugget ice machine needs more water. But if I spend all that money on that nugget ice machine and y'all have to hear the hum in every TikTok video I make, you best believe we're going to be using her. Okay? This is a good idea. I'm going to put the champagne back in the wine fridge because it is still like 45 minutes until people get here. It doesn't need to be on ice that whole time, but now we know this will work. We'll have our dip out. The Galette's going to be on the pizza stone, so I'm just going to sit that out too. This is mainly going to be for little crostinis and for any other kind of shareable things. But the veggie tray, I'm trying to like decide what I want to do because like we can just slap it out here. That's not a big deal, but y'all know that's also not my vibe. I also need glasses for if people want wine or champagne, so I'm going to grab those. All right, these are some more vintage glasses. I'm also going to do regular wine glasses because these are a little small. These are good for like champagne and cocktails. We're going to put out some regular wine glasses too. I'm going to make it colorful. I'm going to do the blue ones. I love these ones. Then we'll have all the drinkware out. We also have like drinks in our fridge if people just want that, something non-alcoholic. But this is where we're going to start for everything. And then I do think we're going to end up expanding the food to the other island. But this is looking good. This is Erin's cauliflower. I just put the mushrooms in to get all the water out of these. So that is cooking down. We are going to roll out our galette dough. The onions are almost done. We're like almost ready. We got to put the veggie tray out. Erin's got to bake those. Galette's got to go in the oven. And then we just got to caramelize this little bit of leeks. Easy peasy. Easy breezy. This is solid as a rock. This is the pie crust-ish thing that I made for the galette. It really is just a pie dough, but I can feel how hard it is. It's been in the fridge for like 3.5 hours, something like that. So we're just going to roll it out, but I want it rolled out thin. We don't want... You see all the butter? So good. Okay. We'll let that heat up. We'll get the rolling pin, break on our muscles. My pizza stone has become weirdly discolored. I don't know why. These are smoking because I put butter in them. Don't worry. Amazing. I'm going to get a little flour because I'm worried about this sticking. I'm also going to preheat the oven a while. We're doing 375. I'm going to throw down a little all-purpose flour so she doesn't stick so much. Is that making you nervous? It's making me nervous. Okay, she's looking good. She's not round, but was I shooting for round? Not necessarily. We're shooting for artistic, if you will. Now, we're going to transfer her onto our pizza stone. Amazing. We have pizza stone crust. Now, let's clean this up. All right, let's prep this for the oven. So, I have some sliced mozzarella, the onions, and the mushrooms. We're also going to put some Parmesan cheese on. Then, when it comes out, we're just going to finish it with some truffle olive oil. It'll be good to go. I am just going to, this pre-sliced mozzarella never comes thin enough for me, so I'm gonna slice it some more because I don't want this to be like clumpy cheesy. Just gonna lightly spread out the cheese. I'm not doing a ton. Again, like I said, I don't want it to be like soupy or like not cooked on the bottom. And then I want to leave a good edge because we're gonna like fold in our edges. Next, let's do onions. Look how gorgeous these are. Let's pop on our mushrooms. She looks beautiful. I'm just gonna get in there, spread everything out, make sure everything's nice and coated. I'm gonna top it with the Parmesan, a little bit of cracked black pepper in the oven. Before in the oven, we're going to egg wash. Egg wash the edges. That's what'll get them nice and crispy and golden. Alrighty. So I'm just going to fold over my little edge here. Gorge. Egg wash. You know the one kitchen utensil that I don't have that I so desperately need? A brush. Like for this exact moment, you know? We also still have, I'm going to egg wash this. We still need to just crisp up those leeks, and then we should be good to go. Do you see why we need a brush? This is not your best method here, folks. Just putting a little bit of butter in there, and then I'm going to really thinly slice these leeks up. That way they can cook a little bit faster. Into the pot, salt, pepper. That's it. Alright, we're gonna prep the crostinis, clean up the kitchen, and then I should show y'all a couple finished things soon. Alright, y'all, we have already had some friends stop by, but I wanted to show you the final look at stuff and everything we finished. It came out so good. So I know I flopped. I kept the veggie tray in the veggies, but look at our galette. Oh my god, I took the only slice so far just to try it out. It's so good. I didn't end up adding the truffle oil because I felt like it kind of it made it too greasy, and it's like nice and crispy. I love it like this. Then we have the Bang Bang cauliflower, nice and crispy and delicious. This is like perfectly spicy. And then if we move over, I just did a little plate of the little crostinis and our dip. We had some bottles of wine. We have some more people coming later, and so when we had the intermission, I just kind of wanted to show you what we ended up with. We have our little Christmas tree still up, New Year's Eve on the TV. It's fun. But I just wanted to say thank y'all so much for coming to the table these last couple times. I just started this out, but I've been really enjoying it, and this has been really fun. I hope you're enjoying it and learning something along with me too. So, Happy New Year to you all, and we will see you at the table next time. Bye!